His voice is synonymous with Bay Area sports.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Here's the voice of the San Francisco 49ers, Greg Papa.
He looks right, comes left, throws down the sideline, wide open, George Kittle, 30, 20, cuts inside 10, cuts inside again, touchdown! San Francisco!
Feels great, baby! I got to get that as my outgoing, ringtone or whatever. Just, God.
You're in church and Papa's touchdown call.
It's just so. It's like Mozart. It's Beethoven. Greg Papa joining us on a championship Friday. The NFC West champion 49ers, and it sounded like you guys were having a blast last night in enemy territory.
Wow, we had so much fun. So that was George's second touchdown, which was amazing. How about the first one? The double pump Hollywood play. This play called Hollywood. So it's just Kyle Shanahan doing his thing, where you run Ray McLeod going at orbit motion left. You pump to Ray going left. You send Christian McCaffrey in motion out right. You pump to McCaffrey. You have George Kittle delay it. And when they used to run this play, there were times when George would fall to the ground, like he slipped, the ultimate hide route, and then get up and pop up. But they didn't want to do that. So he just, delayed. He blocked for a couple of beats, and he's wide open, just completely wide open. Had to make one move on Quandre Diggs and score, and then the second one, to call you this turd, he made two moves. Again, Brock Purdy, this quarterback guy is unbelievable. Looks to his right, looks off the defense, sees that a lineman buzzes out, takes away the front side slant, hits George. They drop him for some reason. Bruce Irvin doesn't run with him, and he makes two guys miss in space. And a minute into the second half, it's 21-3. And so many big plays last night, but the one that I love the most is the 3rd and 1 Brock Purdy run for the first down. And that was supposed to be a pass to McCaffrey in the flat, but they took that away. Nwosu did. And he's so decisive, and he's got more athleticism than you think, and he just ran. And he did give himself up. He was, he's playing with something's wrong with the ribs. Who knows what it is? It could be a rib cartilage fracture, or who knows. But he didn't want to dive, so he had to give himself up. And when you give yourself up going feet first, it's the moment of the, when you first start to slide. But he's smart enough to know that he puts the ball in the left hand and extends the ball beyond the yard to gain just as he's going down. I mean, just all the little details that this guy has as he plays quarterback. This is a great football team. I know you guys have been watching them for a long time, Dave. How good. And you've seen this team win 13 NFC West titles in 17 years, from 81 to 97, and they won 5 Super Bowls along the way. They got a lot of January and February football to win, but this team is suffocatingly good in all regard. This is the best team I've obviously followed on a day-to-day basis. They are so much fun to watch.
And it's so true. You mentioned Brock Purdy. We could sit here for an hour and go over all the things that were impressive about him. I was mentioning earlier, Greg, fourth quarter, they were backed up in their own end zone. I think it was 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, Juwan Jennings. It's not something that pops out. It's certainly not his biggest highlight. And of course they ended up punting. But I found myself watching him in that moment and just the ability to let the pocket collapse a little bit, him going through that progression and all the way the game slowed for him. I think it was that moment, weirdly enough, of all the great moments he's had, where I went, Dave might actually have something here.
I totally agree. I remember the play exactly right. It was a front side slant to Juwan, and he just splattered him. He put the ball right on him, and he's so decisive. It's amazing to me. His nickname is Third and Juwan.
Yeah.
They call him Chains, because that's all he does is move the chains. Why they allow him to get open routinely on 3rd down is beyond me. I guess even though he's Third and Juwan, you got to deal with Kittle. Yeah. You got to deal with McCaffrey. You got to deal with Ayuk. When he's healthy, you got to deal with Debo. But there's certain situations where, we watch them a lot, so maybe we know, but they get all the analytics. They throw the ball to Juwan Jennings on 3rd down. Why don't you roll the safety into that slant and take that away? And he gets single coverage, and he's so good beating man, and Brock put the ball right on him. There's so many plays. How about the play when it's the signature Kyle run play and the boot off of it where they fake the stretch going left. He boots to the right. He gets tripped up by the running back. He goes to the ground. He's got a lineman right in his face. He pops himself up and gets around him and hits the ball, throws the ball over the middle of Ray McLeod to convert. Now, the play was nullified because they misaligned on the play, but there's just so many plays. He is the best combination of he runs the scripted play, the play that Kyle calls, like the double pump Hollywood play to Kittle. Look at the execution on those fakes. Everybody, when he pumped to go to Ray left, they all went left. Yeah. When he turned around and pumped to go right to McCaffrey, they all went right. It was a parting of the sea. Kittle's wide open over the middle because of the way he executed that. So he does that. But then he does the unscripted, the plays where he's just got to be a baller, like the 3rd and 1 run. When they took McCaffrey away in the flat, there was no hesitation. He just tucked that ball and ran. And he's got ribs. He's got an oblique. He's not doing well. So and he's the perfect quarterback for this team because this team is just tough. They are physically tough. The coaching staff is tough. The O-line, the D-line, the way they split. How do they tackle? You know what they tackle like? Ray Lewis's Ravens. They were mean guys. When those guys tackled you, they didn't just take you to the ground. They drove you to the ground and buried you. And the rules were different then. These guys pop all the time, and they don't miss tackles. The play that Jimmy Ward and Dre Greenlaw made to pop the fumble out of Travis Homer, and Charvarius Ward picked it up. And then how was Charvarius Ward last night just beating the living crap out of DK Metcalf every single play? I mean, this team, wow. Let's not get too excited, but man, I am too excited. They are good.
The voice of the 49ers, Greg Papa, joining us from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Greg, I want to go back to Brock Purdy because just watching him over the last few weeks, not just on the field, but in the locker room, in the post-game scrums, the kid holds himself up like a veteran. He talks like a veteran. Why did he fall so far in the draft?
Because he's 6 feet, 5'8", 7-inch tall. And he ran a 4.84 40. It's insane. Who would you rather have, Justin Fields or Brock Purdy? I mean, Justin Fields is 6'5". He played at Ohio State, and he runs like a running back. So sometimes scouts screw up a football team because they're checking boxes on a scout. You know, he's this, he's that. Okay, I'll go play. And you know what the big difference between Brock and I? Justin Fields is a good quarterback. I'm not demeaning him. I'm just picking him out. His pocket presence. Justin Fields has no pocket presence at all. Zero. And he's, straight line runner. If they lined up and ran, you'd have to give Brock 10 yards advantage. Justin Fields would run him down. But if you're sitting in a pocket and you got 6'5", 275-pound men trying to kill you, Brock's going to stay poised in the pocket and slide here and there and keep himself available and see the chaos. He's poised in the chaos. I don't know. Dan Minucci has become a friend of mine. He was a backup quarterback in Buffalo with Joe Ferguson. So I grew up watching him play. He's got a talk show down in Arizona, and we have become really good friends. I have my radio show a lot. He now trains quarterbacks. He trained Brock when Brock was not in the 9th grade. So he taught him how to play quarterback. And he said, I really didn't teach him anything. He just was born like this. He's innate. He's calm. I don't know. Why are certain guys slow breathers? Buster Posey's agent last night texted me during the game, and he dropped a comparison to Buster Posey. I went like, well, slow your roll. Wow. But what would you say about Buster? He's a slow breather. Is Buster the fastest guy in the world? Does he hit the most, monstrous home runs? No, he's just a ball player, and he's a gamer, and his hand-eye coordination, and the game is slow. Larry Bird, the game was slow for Larry Bird. He just saw it frame by frame. Wayne Gretzky. Now I'm comparing Brock Purdy to the greatest that ever played. So I'm insane this morning. Bear with me. But how does a guy belie, the scouting report? Because he's just got it. And, along the way, he's got a family of high-level athletes. His sister's a great athlete. You know who his father is? Sean Purdy played AA baseball with Rich Aurelia and was a closer. We had Rich on the radio show and Aaron Judge. They're trying to get Aaron Judge. And he said, oh, by the way, I know Brock Purdy's dad. He said he was an insane swag guy. He thought, he had like a act like Rod Beck or Dennis Eckersley. So, I mean, it's just amazing. Isn't this an amazing story, guys, that, the last pick in the draft and your third quarterback? The 49ers have had 2 quarterbacks get hurt this year. They've started 3 different quarterbacks. And every time the new quarterback that comes in for the previous injured quarterback, for whatever reason, has played better.
Yeah.
Jimmy played better than Trey, and I love Jimmy, but Brock Purdy's playing better than Jimmy right now. Does Jimmy Garoppolo make that 3rd and 1 play at the end of the game?
I don't think so.
Does he run? And I love Jimmy.
Yeah.
I love Jimmy Garoppolo, and I want him, I wanted them never to leave this team, and I hope he's here to help Brock. And these guys get hurt, so Brock gets hurt, let's play Jimmy, and Jimmy gets hurt, let's play Trey, whatever. But it's just amazing to me that any team could absorb twice the cart came on the field to take a quarterback off the field at Levi's. And you played 3 different quarterbacks, and you haven't missed a beat, and they get better and better. It's amazing.
All right. Well, you know what? Last question. Since you're getting crazy this morning, I'm going to get crazy with you this morning. We'll finish this way. Let's dream a little bit. We're in the middle of a Disney movie right now. We know that. Brock Purdy helps lead this team to a 10-game winning streak to finish the regular season. They roll through the playoffs, and we're sitting here listening to Brock saying, I'm going to Disneyland with confetti falling all over him, and the 49ers are the Super Bowl champions. Now, let's fast forward to August, Mr. Papa.
Oh, you're doing all that?
Of course. You wanted to get crazy. I want to get crazy, too.
But Dave, if he wins the Super Bowl, he's your quarterback,
right?
Come on,
Has
right?
to be.
I mean, well, he's got 3 more regular season games and 4 more
formalities.
Games.
That's a formality.
It's a formality. You know what they do? They're going to make a movie about him.
Yes.
You remember the Kurt Warner story?
Yeah.
American Underdog.
Yes.
I haven't seen that cheeseball movie yet, but I think I'm going to maybe watch it. Maybe before the next game.
Well, remember the rookie with who was it? Dennis Quaid or Randy Quaid? Yes,
right.
Similar.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, remember when the A's had a pitcher like that, Bill Taylor. Remember
yes.
Bill Taylor was a 38-year-old rookie. He comes in at Jacobs Field. He's got to get out Albert Bell with the bases loaded. I'm like, what's going on?
No big deal.
Sometimes this happens. So we're so fixated on him being the last pick of the draft. Was Kurt Warner picked at all?
Mm-mm.
Kurt Warner was stocking shelves in what the hell was the name of the supermarket? I don't even know what it is.
Kroger or something.
I don't even know, like a Hy-Vee or something. I don't even know what that is. So Anyway, it's an amazing story. It is. And there's a lot of football yet to go.
Sure.
Here's my scenario, though. Minnesota loses 1 more game. 49ers win out. And if that happens, the 49ers are the number 2 seed, not the 3.
Yeah.
So then they get 2 home playoff games. Dallas is the 5 seed. Tampa Bay is the 4 seed. Dallas beats Tampa Bay. Dallas goes to Philadelphia and beats Philadelphia.
Oof.
And the 49ers host the Cowboys in the NFC Championship
Let's
game.
Go! Let's go! I'm ready.
We're getting carried away.
Why not? It's the
We're
holidays.
Getting carried away.
We could all
the quarterback that will lead them will be Josh Johnson. He'll be on your 4th quarterback. No, I'm not saying that.
Please don't.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm delirious.
It's the voice of the San Francisco 49ers, your NFC West champion San Francisco 49ers. Greg Papa, what a wonderful morning, made even better with you joining us. Thank you so much as always.
Are we talking next week, 23rd? Are we off? What are you doing for the holidays?
Well,
are you doing the show?
We're off Friday, so unless we'll handle this off the air. I was going to say, you got to
do Thursday. I'll do whatever you want.
Okay, we'll handle that off the air. We got to have our Gucci Dada cookies moment. Okay,
we got to have our Gucci Dada cookies. You're right. Big Newton, the big food, big cookies.
You're the best. Take care, Coach.
All right. Take care. Be good, Jason.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's great.
I'm Che.
Well, here's the thing. In that 2-second span right there, I called him Coach.
That's okay. He called me Jason. Can we go to break?
On that note, we'll take a break.
Hey, can I do the tease?
Yes, please.
You want Kings tickets?
Yeah.
We got Kings tickets.
Yeah.
December 23rd against the Wizards. Call right now, 916